Speaking of movies, Tarantino was here the other day.
I heard.
Yeah.
And?
It's pretty exciting.
That's a major get.
Big get.
Talking to Quentin Tarantino. I love his movies.
He busted my chops hard, though, at the end.
He did. What did he say?
He was like, thanks for not reading the book. And I was like, I mean, I tried.
He said that?
I was like, no, I'm reading. He goes, what page are you on? And I told him I got the audiobook. He goes, oh, that's not a cool thing to tell someone. I'm like,
why?
Well, he doesn't know. I mean, I was trying to tell him that before he came on, I get the message from his agent being like, hey, the book's coming out. I don't know if we can get you an advance copy.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, okay. And then they're like, you might be able to get the audiobook now. So I got the audiobook. I started listening to it. But dude, it's the week that shooting my special the weekend before. I come home from that. It's the first time I've been home in like fucking months. I'm like kind of reorganizing my life, and I only got through a little bit of it, you know. He's one of those things. But I was so excited to talk to him that I wasn't even focused on the book. Of course, he wants to talk about his book, you know.
Yeah. So
we end up doing this like hour and a half podcast, and at the end, he's like, thanks for not bringing up the book. And I was like, fuck. Yeah. And then he's like, and you didn't talk about my podcast. I was like, I didn't even know you had a podcast.
But can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I would much rather listen to that podcast than, you know, when someone drones on and on about their new thing no one cares about. It's probably going to get more traction for his book, honestly. Because then I'll be like, oh, I want to read it.
Yeah.
Because he didn't tell me everything.
I mean, I think it went well, right? It went well.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it, Tom. It went really great.
All right.
It was awesome.
I was super nervous about it.
Really?
Well, during the moment, sometimes at the end, you know, at the end when you do these things, sometimes you're like, I don't know how that went because you're in it.
Yeah.
So I just don't know how it went.
I'm sure you did great. You're a great interviewer. You're a great listener.
But I was asking him genuine. I think we got like 3 never before told stories, kind of.
It's so exciting.
It was pretty exciting. Yeah.
I love his movies. The
Oh
guy
my God.
really, you know what, Tom? I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's a great movie maker, that guy.
He let me know he was.
He doesn't have to.
It was pretty crazy.
He did?
Yeah, I kind of really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm doing it at the highest level.
He really is,
And
though.
I was like, no, I know. He goes, no. He's like, here.
He's like, I'm
I was like, I got it.
He's from L.A. He grew up in L.A.
Yeah, well, it was really interesting because he's doing that same thing. It reminded me of Seinfeld that, for people that don't know, Seinfeld did 9 seasons of his show. And he purposely went out when he won it after the 9th. He had a thing about the number 9. But the show was number 1, okay? The show's number 1. And he goes, that's it. We're done. And the reason was, he's like, I want the show to be over when it's still a killer show.
Of course, yeah.
I don't want to get into seasons 10, 11, 12, 13, where we're collecting checks and this show just starts to like fall apart. Tarantino was like, I want to be I still want you to be like, holy shit, this catalog of movies, this filmography is, and not, keep making movies and people are like, oh, I remember when, man, he had this one era that was great.
Yes,
like,
you want to go out in glory.
He's like, so I just want it to be, he's going to do one more movie, that's it.
Oh.
Doesn't even have the idea for it yet, but he's like, I'm just going to do one more.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you think it'll be about fat models and armadillos?
I don't know. I hope
Maybe
so.
putting a dick on your forehead, growing some tits. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's really interesting. I can't wait to hear it.
It was cool.
He's got a very interesting look. I like his face. I like looking at him.
He's a very interesting looking guy.
Yeah.
Interesting mannerisms.
Yes.
Way of speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell you're talking to like a very unique individual.
Very unique individual.
Thank you for watching that highlight here from YMH Studios. That was a highlight or a clip, whichever word you prefer. You watched it, and there are so many more little bite-sized episode things. They're just click them. Maybe it's someone screaming or bleeding. Maybe it's just laughing at someone, making fun of them.